Gun Talk. Brought to you by Sturm Ruger & Company, Springfield Armory, and by Smith & Wesson.
Long range means many things. But no matter what you shoot or how far, it requires attention to detail. After Greg got the info on SIG's SSG 3000 rifle from Dave, it was time to send rounds downrange.
Well, that's pretty cool, Dave. It's got a great trigger on it.
Now you can see some of the adjustments that we spoke about earlier. Starting off with the trigger, your ability to adjust the trigger so you get proper finger placement on the trigger. You can move it fore and aft. That's what these holes down here were for. Again, the stock offers you a good grip placement so you're not shooting with a thumb over, and a lot of people don't understand why we teach that in military sniping school.
Yeah.
When you pull the thumb to the right side of the stock, you're isolating the trigger finger using a non-thumb over type grip. With this adjustment here, your head's now vertical more so, and you're not leaning over to the right onto the scope, and it's taking all the strain out of your neck.
Yeah, it's very comfortable. And like I said, you know, for me, I require a pretty good height cheek weld to make it comfortable for me.
So now, you know, having to lay behind a gun for taking a long range shot, waiting for the mirage to change or the wind to go away or whatever, you know, you can stay comfortable and not get everything tightened up to where, you know, it comes time to press the trigger and you're so uncomfortable you just can't make the shot.
Yeah, that trigger feels awesome. I think I need to take one more shot just to be sure.
Okay.
Pretty nice.
The truth is, you can do long-range shooting with most calibers, but there are some that stand out. As soon as you start thinking about long-range shooting, you want to know what's the right caliber to get. Well, of course, the AR-15 is the most popular platform being made in America today, chambered for the .223 or the 5.56. It's actually a pretty darn good long-range caliber. Now, it's shooting a small bullet, of course, but with the trajectory of this and with the bullets that they're loading these days, longer bullets, they're doing some really nice 600-yard competition shooting with the .223. Of course, to move up a little bit, you can go to the 308 or the 7.62. Now, it was actually introduced in 1952 as the 308 before the U.S. military adopted this as its official cartridge. Of course, it's the NATO cartridge. Now you're shooting a bullet of 150, 165, even 180 grains. This thing, you're talking about an honest 800-yard rifle, and with the heavier bullets, you got more impact. As a hunting round, there's really almost nothing better than the 308. But if you want to move up into the big stuff, you want to shoot really long distances, how about the 50 BMG, John Browning's cartridge? Yeah, it's big, yeah, it costs a lot, yeah, it's loud, but you can seriously reach out there. Now, if you put them all three together, do a little comparison. You got your .223, the 308, the 50, but there's a gap in the middle. And that's filled by two different cartridges, the 300 Winchester Mag and all the other 300 Magnums. But the real king of the hill these days has become the 338 Lapua. Actually exceeds the ballistics of the 50 BMG, and it is the favorite for serious long-range shooters. Tell you what you do, take a look at your cartridge that you're shooting, go look up the ballistic tables on it, know what the trajectory is, know how it shoots and where it shoots. Whichever one you pick, you gotta learn to shoot it, but I guarantee you we have a lot of great choices for long-range cartridges. A simple sock and knowing how to use it can put you on target.
Now we're going to cover how we can use a little piece of gear that's really easy to make, really effective, and how that can help us employ this weapon system. And basically all it is a sand sock, is what it's called. You can fill it with rice, cornmeal, some people use lead shot, it's kind of heavy. We use little airsoft beads, just basically anything that's a pliable surface that you can mold and use to help support that rifle as best possible. And what Greg's going to demonstrate here is basically he has a sand sock right under the buttstock of the rifle. And what he can do is if he takes that support hand and squeezes the sock slightly, it'll actually raise the actual buttstock, creating that muzzle to drop a little bit. lets it flatten out some, it'll raise the muzzle up a little higher. And he can also shift it right and left, and it's going to help support the buttstock in conjunction with the support bag that we're using here. So if you watch Greg, he'll get in that good body position, we're using our bag support, and then he can manipulate the sock whatever way he needs to get that natural point of aim set, and then get those crosshairs right on the target that he's trying to hit. All right, let me get my ears on. Go ahead and send me one down range, please. So all he has to do is release or squeeze that sand sock, and he can re-engage multiple targets much faster.
Shooter ready.
Send it. Hit.
Next, putting long-range techniques to use with a hunting rifle. And later, the targets get even more interesting.